A 2-year-old girl has been abused. Ikeja Chief Magistrates Court on Tuesday remanded a 13-year-old boy named Withheld in a corrections facility for allegedly defiling a 2-year-old girl. The teenager is standing trial on a 1-count charge of defilement. He, however, pleaded not guilty to the charge. The magistrate, Mrs. Ejiro Kumbeniji, ordered the remand of the teenager in the Correctional Center for Boys at Oregun after taking his plea. The magistrate, who refused to grant the defendant's bail application, ordered that the case file be forwarded to the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution, DPP, for legal advice. She subsequently adjourned the case until December 19th for mention. Earlier, the prosecutor, Inspector John Aberedem, informed the court that the teenager allegedly committed the offense on September 23rd at 8:25 p.m. at Ayodele Musa Unity Estate, Egbeda, Lagos. Aberedem said that the offense contravened the provisions of Section 210(8) of the Child Rights Law of Lagos 2015. This is a developing story in itself, and so many pertinent things, on this. Apostle Timothy, cases of child defilement are troubling. What do you think contributes to such acts, and how can communities affect this root cause effectively?
Okay, thank you for having me. I would say parental. Yes, because it is very, very important and pertinent that parents should look out for their walls.
Right.
Now, if you look at what is happening today, parents leave the children for their mates. Most of them because of their career work and business,
right.
Political activities, try to meet other fame, try to get so many things. And so they don't have this time for their children. The children now lean on sometimes their house help and teachers. Now, one thing you have to understand is this. The person you are leaving your child for,
right.
Do you know his or her background? Do you know how she or he was trained? And so the parents in this context has a lot to do, because the parents supposed to know the peer group of your children. Now, let me bring you to the Bible. What happened to Absalom? It was because of the kind of persons he has as friends,
right,
that almost made him took over from the father. Because of the peer group, how Absalom did not live with the father. Now, if you look at it, the parents in this context really need to look at their world. My late mother normally do something. I was not supposed to be a minister, because at a time when I lost my dad, 1993, yes. I was 10.
Okay.
I decided to back out this ministerial work, because from birth, that's what God told my mom, that you will be this.
Okay.
And she had been shouting and mentioning it to me. But when my father died, 1993, I was 10. Things turned around. My family background, family issues, it was not easy. My mother was taking care of 5 boys and a girl.
So did she teach you guys about all of this kind of stuff?
I said, that's where I'm going to. My mother always have time to pray for us. We can hear her say it aloud. And one thing my mother do those days, even when we are grown up, my elder brother, if you go out and misbehave, as you're coming back, if she get a report, she does not want to wait you to enter. From the environment, she will start screaming, shouting at you. I am not involved.
Right.
I am not involved.
But then again, did she, since you have five brothers?
Yes, 5 boys.
5 boys. Was there a time she collectively sat you guys down in a discourse to say sex education?
Not once, not twice. We normally have mostly like I think every last Saturday or every Saturday prayers.
Okay.
Fasting and prayers. Because she was a core believer, so she leaned onto God.
Right.
And not to our own understanding. To take care of 5 boys, you think it's easy? 5 boys. And now come to be the worst part of it is you say you stay around the Moore house. We live in the ghetto, Baptist Waterfront. That's where we grew up. Where you have pair groups. I have my most of them that my elder, younger, that they are cultists. They joined gay. Wow. They did a lot. Lesbian was so common in our days, in our time. It did not start now. 2000, 2001, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. So you see, my mother used to let us understand this thing. Don't go and rape anybody's child, though. If you do, I will hand you over to the police.
All right.
She make us understand this thing. So the parents should understand that the primary responsibility they have for every child is their upbringing. Make sure that you look at them at all times. Then that, some parents used to side their children.
Right. Another angle I was going to come in from is,
okay,
we've tried to delve into the paternal or parental part of the whole circumstance.
Okay.
What role do you think men should play in, because these are prevalent issues in these times, because I don't know why a 13-year-old boy is having urges to the point that you're taking on a 2-year-old child can see a dog and think it's a teddy bear. Okay. Will see a snake and she'll probably think it's a toy. What should the role of fathers be in a way that they will talk to their sons? Now, I'm moving away from the other factor where we would say, many parents will say, you don't know that you're a boy. People feel like the boys don't get abused. Now, I'm sure that boy must have seen something, read something, or experienced something at 13 to know how to penetrate into a child. What are your thoughts on that?
Now, look at it now. I read through a story where I heard a lady was taking time to look at a child of same age, 13, 14. You see, in as much as you want to help your children grow, our gadgets today have really hampered most of our children negatively.
You think the internet has done more harm than good?
Yes.
We're still beneficial in
yes, we are. But where if I'm to give my 13 years old child a phone and the internet to connect, once a while I should take the phone and go through your Google search, go through your Facebook search, go through your YouTube search, because most times you understand that they may not see it physically, but they go through those sites to understand what is sex, how to sex, and how to go about sexual relationships.
Do you think there are gaps in the justice system as regards to child rights?
Do we really have justice in this part of Nigeria?
There's no country that is not governed by law.
Yes, there is, but the Child Act law in Nigeria, to me, I don't know how other people see it, it's not effective. If it's effective, the abuse that is going on today, you won't see them. Now, if this did not come to the media, the lawyer or they will not apprehend him.
But being a teenager, this kid, I mean, he's 13. There's a case about a guy that raped a little boy, and Lagos state government actually sentenced him to 20 years in prison.
Okay.
It was pretty recent, I think last month.
What I'm saying is because those ones were brought.
They were publicized.
Yes. Maybe somebody saw them in the scene or whatever. There are others that go to the villages. Nothing is happening. Even if you try to, you will see that somebody on the higher rank of the government may want to close the mouth of now you won't go report. You're the one that want to go and make the report. Right. They will not allow that happen. So sometimes if you are not in the heims of affairs, or you don't have somebody that can push your case, even when it comes to rape and whatever, you will not get justice.
Right. Mr. Timothy, as a clergyman, what do you think religious institutions, what role do you think they play to educate and protect vulnerable children in their communities? As men and as fathers, do you think, you know, what roles can be played to see that the boy child is well grounded and taught about sex and all those vices?
Yes. The first thing everybody need to do is the time. Have time for these children. Where I'm coming from, as in my denomination, we have what they call the children department, we have what they call the teens department, we have what they call the youth department.
How do you inculcate these factors into these children using these departments?
These departments don't joke with the children, the youths, the tender ones. So, you see, we have the Sunday school class, and most of the lesson, I think if I could remember, some days ago, we talked about the danger in sex. We talked about the disadvantage of pornography.
All right.
Yes, these are things we teach in our Sunday school. We teach them one-on-one. You let them understand. If you let them understand that there are sensitive organs that, as a girl, that one you don't need to expose. Then you don't need brother to touch you. Then there are sensitive organs. You tell the male child you don't need sister to touch you. So you know, most times when you look at it, that's why I said the parents are not doing well. You know, a child of 13 years, you still allow your maid to beat the male child. A child of 13 years, you still allow sometimes the male maid to take care of the female. I dabbled into a story where a little girl of 6-7 years has a driver that picks her up. When the driver picks her up, when the driver takes her to the house, the driver will kiss her. And this little girl gets addicted to it. So the day the driver was not available, the father did what? Drop her off in the house, and the father wanted to leave. The girl began to be moody and sad. The father now asked her, oh, what's the issue? What's the issue? She said, Uncle, the driver, whenever he drops her at home, he had a long kiss with her before he leaves her. The father was mad. So in this scenario, as clergy, as ministers of the gospel, we are trying our best to make sure that we have these things in our Sunday school lessons, in our teens camps, in this orientation. We bring up these persons. But one thing you have to know is that... Do you
allow these boys and these girls, give them room, to be vulnerable, to be open to discourse? Now, why I'm asking this is from a critical perspective. There was this school I had attended to actually talk to the children in that school.
Okay.
And after the discourse, I found out that most of the children had so much and they needed someone to talk to. Now, from a religious perspective, Nigeria, there are churches everywhere, so I'm not even going to be talking only about your ministry. Different denominations, different ministry, there are different churches per square mile when you walk on the streets. Do you think that these churches allow these children to be vulnerable without judgments? My second question also in quiz session is, I agree with you with the parent, because if a woman decides to leave her 2-year-old for a 13-year-old, I don't know, do you think that the cost of living, the way life is, the expectancy, several schools are increasing tuition, cost of living is high. Do you think that has prompted people to be, in its way, if I say so myself, negligent in their duties with their children?
Okay, the first one is this.
Yes.
For me, where I come from, I can't speak for others. You understand? We allow them. That's why we have interactive sections with the teens and the youths.
Okay.
Yeah, the teens and youth. We allow them express themselves. Okay. You understand?
Without judgment.
No, without judgment. You understand? Without judgment. You allow them express themselves. If time will fail me, I would have gone back, or I will show you some that we have what they call anonymous questions.
Okay.
Yeah, on a WhatsApp group where the teens and youths will ask questions that you feel like you don't want people to know you are the one asking. We give them that room, and counseling was given. We let them understand, no, this is wrong. Your mother should come in, your father should come in. You don't need to, let this thing eat you up. There are some who have gone deep into masturbation.
Right.
There are some who have gone deep that they cannot sleep without seeing pornography. We have to counsel them and bring them out, and prayers we are made for them. Now, talking about the parents, because of the society, school fees and everything, you don't need to say that. That's why in the
do you think that has played a role in making parents negligent?
Yes, it has. Now look at it now in the Western world.
Right.
Why are we making much babies that you cannot take care and manage their bills?
What are your thoughts on a law being passed as regards to, let me say, the 2-year-old girl now, for example, had the child been taken from the parents and probably given to people that can, give the child enough focus and attention? What are your thoughts on that kind of law being passed?
Once this happens like this, that's when the parents will know that baby is more important to him or her, so they will not want to allow that happen.
Do you think if that kind of law is passed, people will be much thoughtful with their children?
Yes, they will. They will. They will. Where you can't take care of this baby you brought to this world, someone else that can take care should be in possession of the child.
Right.
But they will not want to. You don't understand something. After nursing the baby for 9 months and God helped you, the baby came to life successful, and somebody taking him from your side, it will not work.
Also, if there was a law that says this is the capital crime, or this is the kind of, you'd be in jail for 30 years, you'll be in jail for a certain amount of years, do you think it's going to help hinder the rise of rape cases, both among teenage boys and among older men?
Well,
of minors especially.
Well, I still stand and say there is no justice in this country.
Right.
Yeah, to some certain level, because there are ones that you will not believe that I read a story where an uncle had been molesting the brother's daughter for years. I watched another short clips that an elder brother brought the sister from the village to Lagos and be sleeping with her.
Do you think that is because, because of that happens as a cause of a rise of sexual perversion of some kind?
Well, most of them are demonic. Yes, that's why no matter what you do, you must learn. Well, let me not be too religious, but you must learn to dedicate your children. Take them to church. Ask them to listen. Let them have time.
But oftentimes, these things happen in church.
That's what I'm saying now.
It happens. There are people in church that molest children in church.
Yes, that's why I said parents need to look out for their walls.
Right.
You don't leave them for teachers alone. You don't leave them for ministers alone. Have time for this one.
Your children. Thank
Discuss
you
with
so
them.
much.
How can I asked a teenager, have you seen your monthly visitor? She don't know what is it. I say, who gets you what you use for your monthly visitor at this your age now? She said, what is monthly visitor? I said, she don't know. I said, have you not started menstruation? She said, she has. I said, who takes care of your parts? Because most times, if you can't do them, you soil yourself and it makes you go out. One brother will want to tell you that, I can do this for you, this and that. So
right.
you see how you begin. But she lives with her elder sister. The elder sister makes her to work 24/7 for her.